Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Troy Munson, and today we're going to talk about headaches and migraines. Headaches and migraines have a myriad of causes and sources. One can be high blood pressure. Another could be toxicity because of inefficient liver-kidney function. Another could be swelling around the meninges. Even another could be muscle. It could be hormonal. It could be nerve. The list is endless. But whatever the cause, we can all agree that good heads don't hurt. Where the TV would like us to believe otherwise, for your normal everyday headaches, take this. What they want you to believe is number one, that headaches are normal, and that they happen every day. And when they do, we have something for you. And that's just not true, because good heads don't hurt. So the first thing with headaches or migraines is restoring body function. So we know that if the brain is not supposed to hurt, then we've got to figure out why it is doing what it's doing. And first and foremost is chiropractic. 80, 85, even 90% of the people that come to me with headaches and migraines will find relief just with chiropractic alone. As soon as we restore nerve flow, the body instantly changes and starts functioning better. It begins to eliminate things that shouldn't be there, like toxins. It begins to have digestion that's better, which helps it do things differently, and the brain feels better. All these things come from simply chiropractic alone, so don't leave that out of your regimen. Second is eliminating stress. Now, we can't eliminate stress totally, because if we did, life would be boring, because everything would always be the same and it would never change. Change and fun and the spontaneity of life is stressful, but it's a good stress. So not all stress is bad, but we do want to take at least a moment to look at our life to see, are we doing things where positionally I'm always doing something in a specific way that I shouldn't? Am I texting too much? Am I reading? Am I in positions that aren't good for me? Is my eating habits, are they not so ideal? Is it causing me some stress there? Or do I eat out too much? Or other things of that nature. And then finally, is my mental life really getting to me? Am I not handling my mental side of stress very well? Those are things that we need strategies for, and we can do that. Third is proper nutrition and hydration. Water and hydration is very important for how the brain functions. The brain is 85% water. If it gets dehydrated, even a couple of percent is perceived as painful. And so we want to make sure that you're covering that simple basis by simply hydrating yourself. Next, with nutrition, we want to make sure that you're maintaining blood sugar. Blood sugar is vitally important to the brain because it's the one nutrient that it uses for fuel. It does not use fats and it does not use protein. It has to have sugar and in a proper balance. And so blood sugar becomes important. So eating often and not skipping meals becomes huge. Next is raw foods. Raw foods provide the nutrients for detoxification, and that becomes very important when it comes to a brain that hurts all over. That global kind of headache can be a toxicity headache, and that begins to help stop that toxicity by eating correctly. Next is detoxification, and that's the job of the liver and the kidneys. If you're well hydrated, the kidneys are going to have what they need to stay healthier. The liver is going to be the one that's the major workhorse. And to help the liver, we want to do things like beets in the evening. 1/8 of a fresh beet raw is plenty right before bed. That helps the liver, which cleans from 1 to 3 o'clock in the morning, to do that job and do it efficiently and well, so that in the morning your body is more clean than what it was the night before. And as you do that consistently, it helps over time eliminate things like headaches if it's a toxicity related issue. Along the lines with detox comes hormonal balancing. Hormones in the body were only meant to be active or present for about 2 to 4 hours, most hormones. So let's say your body needs estrogen. The body sends out a little chemical and splits estrogen off of its carrier molecule and it becomes active. If you're a guy, you want testosterone, it again is being carried by a protein, and we send out a little chemical that breaks off that testosterone and it becomes active. When those hormones become active, they're only supposed to be active for a very short period of time, and then they need to be out of the body. And what pulls them out of the body is the liver. The liver becomes very important when when anybody's trying to have a head that's clear functioning and not painful. So those things go hand in hand, detoxification and hormonal balancing or regulation. Last is what we call tough cases. For those of you that 80% chiropractic works well, and then you got the 20% left, and some of those are helped by detoxification, some are by stress management, some's by hydration, but now we've got these few that are left over that still find very little relief in doing these things. They're the ones where I've got to work on old traumas. So if you have injuries to the brain, you've got now a body that's actually setting up an antibody response to the brain tissue itself. So let me explain. Every time I damage a particular organ and it breaks open and cells die or are damaged, it spills out the content of that cell into the blood. And those particles go throughout the body and they rest in places they don't belong. And the body knows they don't belong, so they attack it. Because a brain cell does not need to be growing in my knee, it says. So it attacks that cell or that material. The brain then heals from that injury, and it happens again, and all of a sudden it's opened up again, and now it happens again. The next time a brain cell is lodged in the liver and the body attacks it, it's a stronger response. And it starts to be a stronger response each time there's an injury, until finally now there's an autoimmune effect against the brain and it cannot heal. And now I have chronic pain. For those special cases, there are things we can do to help the brain not only heal, but shut down that autoimmune response so that now you stop having those headaches. For those of you that feel like you may be one of these tough cases, the fix is not as easily remedied in just a short blog. It's very complex. And the work with each individual, because each individual is just that, an individual. Each person I work with, I'm tailoring the care specifically to them, because there are things that I expect to happen and things that may seem unhappy or like a cleansing effect or an unhappy, I'm in more pain or I'm in more soreness or things like that. But they're all part of the process of healing, and that's why we want to specifically work with each individual rather than just tell you, hey, just go do this and let you try to blindly figure it out, because that's not a great place to be. So if that's one of you, please get in contact with me. I would love to speak with you personally, or at least dialogue with you in some way that we can figure out what to do for you. For those of you that as well have other comments, questions about headaches and migraines, please feel free to email me through this website. And for everybody else, until next time, I'm Dr. Troy Munson. And remember, health is not by accident. It's created on purpose.